Hey everybody, William John Ray back with another episode of Design and Invest. In this property, I'm going to be showing you the Randall property that I designed and staged for a buddy of mine, Brett Hazard. I do a lot of work with Brett, also partner with him on deals. He called me in on this one because the sale price of this is going to be $1.2 million, and anything above $1 million, you have to do some things design-wise that are different than your average $600,000 flip. So let's go inside, discuss my choices, as well as the sort of little value adds that we brought to the table over here. So let's jump on in and check it out. Okay, so this home here, like I said, it's $1.2 million. So you have to do things in homes of this price point that are different than a $600,000 house. For this particular property, I wanted to do wood, but wood just wasn't in the budget for these guys. They already had a contractor bid for the property when I came on board, and he was already lined up. I didn't want to blow that out of the water. So what I did was I put a really high grade laminate flooring with beveled edges that looks like real wood, and it's hip. I had it at my old property that I used to live in, and it's very durable, and it's it's a laminate, but it's a high grade laminate, and it doesn't have a super repetitive pattern. A lot of laminates, because it is literally just a printed cardboard type structure. So a lot of laminates are too repetitive. The pattern you see every other plank. This laminate is a little more expensive. It's about $1.65 a square foot on the higher side of a laminate, but it does not have that repetitive pattern, and it also has beveled edges, so you don't see gaps in between and that are super inconsistent. And so that allows for you to choose something like this when you're teetering on the sort of $800,000 to $1.3 million range. You could use this. It's not ideal. I would have rather used engineered wood, but it wasn't in the budget for this property, so we just didn't do it. Over here, let's talk about some of the tile choices and such. For this fireplace, we wanted the install to be easy for the contractor. Bringing on a designer at the stage that they did is never a comfortable situation with contractors that already have set budgets. And so I didn't want to be a jerk to him and start making selections that were blowing the bank. Designers are really good usually at blowing other people's money and not being conscious to the budgets. I'm also a flipper and developer, so I know the bottom lines and I know design. So I chose tiles that were in their budget as well as easier to install. So this particular tile, it has a herringbone chevron type shape. It has a very porcelanosa, real stone type of quality to it, but it's not that expensive. I think this was like $7 a square foot. And for an important tile like this, that's not bad. And it's big. These pieces are like 24 inches by 36 inches, so they're easy to lay and they match up really nicely. We topped it with quartz, and then also for the hearth, we did a recessed hearth in quartz. Super easy to do. Again, didn't break the bank there either. I have my quartz guy who I've been using for years. I had him on this job, but he just did all of it and gave us a really good package price. All the windows in here are laminate windows, just simple, rental grade type laminate, but it's totally fine. Vinyl windows. And then coming to the kitchen, again, we couldn't just do your standard, 30-inch range and simple cabinetry. We had to, bring it a little harder on that because of the price point. And also on the finishes, we did a waterfall edged island. We put the microwave built in to the island rather than above the range, which is sort of your standard configuration for most lower end homes. And we did a 36-inch range as well. I have a really good manufacturer that I use. That's the Realtor, by the way, that's doing the open house in a few minutes. So over here, we did a 36-inch Cosmo range. I've been using these guys for a while now. Normally a 36-inch range like this would run you at least $3,000, a lot more sometimes. This one I got for, I think, $1,000. It was an open box, and it has that look. It has everything that's needed for this home, but not the price point that's gonna, blow the bank. And then this range hood I got for, it was an open box also. I think I got it for like $150, which is unheard of for a range hood. And so I helped them save money along the way using my connections and using things. We did use a counter depth fridge, and then that is an LG with a microwave drawer, not drawer, but a microwave right here built into the island. And also the dishwasher's LG. We did an apron farm style stainless steel sink. And we did all custom cabinets. I get really good deals on custom. I pay about $100 a linear foot, which is really decent. And then he painted them a light gray, so it's a nice contrast and it balances the space really well. For the backsplash, they're bigger pieces, 36 inch by 24 inch pattern. It looks like a kind of like a Spanish mosaic kind of style. I really like this in this area. I don't know why, but I feel like it feels equestrian to me, in this area, picks up on that buyer. So we wanted to do some things that played into that. For all the baseboards, casings, doors, we use a simple shaker style, flat edged. We didn't do 45 cuts. We stacked them, very craftsman-like. Doors also, they don't break the budget. These are just simple $30 doors. The hardware, we spruced it up a little bit. These are about 35 bucks a piece, 30 bucks a piece, but you only typically need about 6 or 7 in a home this size, so it doesn't break the bank, and it's something that people really notice and care about. So let's go inside and talk about the finishes of this. I wasn't in charge of the floor plans of this home. I would have done things a little differently, but not that differently. The main grand area spells out really nicely. It's nice and open. The bathrooms are a little tight. They kind of went with the original configuration. In these 50 style homes, this center bathroom services, at least 2 bedrooms, typically right off of the hallway. That's the original configuration. I didn't change it. I just chose tiles and things that balance well. Grays and whites very in, will be for a long time. And for this house, it makes a lot of sense. So we did white quartz countertops, same gray shaker cabinets, and we did chrome pools. And I used more of a modern style faucet, and then regular simple towel bars. We didn't need to get too crazy on those. We had the glass guy do built-in full-length glass mirrors for the above the vanities, and undermount sink, all chrome finish. And then for the tile, we chose 24 inch by 12 inch, just $2 square foot tiles. And we contrasted that, so we have light gray on the floors, and then we have darker gray here. This looks on the shower surround, the tub surround. We chose something kind of looks like a basket woven type of tile. I wasn't in charge of picking the tub or the valves, things like that. But totally fine for this house. And then we have a little tiny shower. So for these original 50s configurations, you have the tiny shower and tub sort of combo. What I usually do is just make one big either shower or tub, or reconfigure it to where the backside of the space is for the tub, tub shower combo. But it's totally fine. I think people might actually like this. And so you could bathe your kids here in the little tub, and that you can shower here as well. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so I had to be price conscious, and for this property, I didn't do all the little random things that I do on a lot of properties, like use, super custom doors with, lights inside and like that kind of thing. I just chose the simple glass, seamless glass style ones. And on the inside, we didn't do custom on the secondary closets. All we did was just shelf and poles, which is very standard for this. They didn't have in the budget to do window treatments, or else I would have done roller shades. I did get a quote for about $1,200 to do this house, all the roller shades, but they're like, you know what? I don't think it's necessary. Let's bring in the natural light. And you're not looking at, super hood properties next door, so I don't think it even matters. So now we're in the master. This is really a very nice master for this price point. You have 2 walk-in closets. You have a really nice master bathroom. And so I wanted to make this one a little fancier than the others. So I chose a really cool mosaic, geometric pattern tile for the flooring. And this is only about like $3.50 to $5 a square foot. I forget what the price was for it. Not that much of it needed. We did a nice classy subway tile with a really big shower. I had to talk the contractor into putting a rain shower head because all he had was just 1 shower head off the wall, which is not enough for this price point in this master. So I had him go and change out the valve to a 2-way diverter and pick up a rain shower head in the middle, which it worked out great, and I caught it right in time. And again, same cabinets and vanities. I usually switch them up from master to secondary bedrooms, but it's not needed for this property. This property here, people just want new, they want it nice, clean, and to check those boxes. If it were any bigger of a price point, then I mix up the bathrooms and kitchens and things like that to give them a completely different feel. But I felt that the flooring here in the tile surround was enough of a difference to stay true to that price point. And so double vanity, 8-inch offset for the faucets, so it's a little nicer than the other ones. And same chrome finishes. You have your drawer stack right in the middle. The undermount sinks, and then the same custom full length glass for the mirror. And then we did the custom glass for the shower. And we chose a really nice, I think it's about an 8-inch by 2.5, 3-inch subway tile. Gray, really light gray with a white grout, so it pops really nicely. Now the master, like I said, is a really nice space. This is most of the addition that was added to this home was for this master, giving it a 3-bedroom, 3-bath on title. And so this is a really good space. Over here in the back side, we have 2 master closets. And so what I convinced him into doing was using my closet guy and doing custom closets in there, because really that's what sells the home. Kitchens and bathrooms and master closets sell a house for a lot of people. So let's check out these closets. They're really cool. We made it as functional as humanly possible, but also as cheap as possible too. So we didn't recreate the wheel. We just used the simple, melamine wood, and with the perforated holes, chrome rods and nice, finish and stuff, and put drawers and and purse cabinets and not cabinets, but shelves. So I mean, it's a really functional closet, and the other one mirrors it basically. Normally, if this were my flip, what I would have done is in the beginning, I would have worked in a nice big deck right here, right off of the landing. It's the perfect height for it. They didn't have it in the budget, so I didn't even pitch that to the guys. But it is important in a backyard like this to have some outdoor living space. And so what the client wanted to do was do a horse corral in the back, because this is an equestrian area right off the alley over there. There's tons of horses and tons of sort of corrals already there. So so kind of what we compromised on was painting that picture of the horse corral, building this sort of this structure right off of the garage. And I drew it up. I'll show you a quick little drawing that I did of it. And so what we did was just covered it, kept it open, put some staging underneath it, some gravel, and some steps, not steps, but some stones leading to the space, so you kind of use that as like a hangout. But he's also going to pitch it during open houses as, hey, you can make that a horse corral very easily. Add some metal or some railing in between that structure, and you have a horse corral that you can shoot the horse straight out the back. And it's a nice big wide gate that we have in the back, and you can go straight to all the trails. The Equestrian Center is right behind here. It's a beautiful area of Glendale that's very highly desired. And in this alley, like I said, there's tons of horse corrals already there, so it's right at home here. Okay, so for the front of the house, I wanted to really have a pop. This is an equestrian area, above $1 million. I wanted to bring in kind of a farm vibe, but a hip, newer age, you know, modern farm vibe. And so I did a lot of like wood cladding and things like that. So I had my buddy Steve Holt, which I've interviewed him in a previous post. You know, I called him up and I was like, hey, I got a project for you. This is right up your alley. I sketched it up. I'll drop in the sketch actually too, so you could see sort of my thought process in doing this. So the first reason why I brought him is to address that side over there. There was an imbalance of the windows, and over here in Glendale, they're a real pain in the ass with the city. You can't just pop in another window. You'd have to go back and get calculations. You'd have to get structural freaking signature. It doesn't make any sense. It's really dumb. So we just didn't put a second window to balance the space. Instead, what we did is we built this accent wall, which we cladded and did a live wall out of it. So you put some succulents and, you know, and it just came out badass, and it's a cool feature that everybody's going to talk about. And so by doing this, I said, you know what, we got to put something else on this side of the house to balance it now, and also it's just going to be fun and cool. So we cladded this bay window around it to sort of match and pick up on that vibe, and then we built a mailbox tower for big packages too. A lot of porch pirates out there these days, so we wanted to make sure that there's enough room in here to fit small packages as well as tons of mail, and give it a focal point, a feature. I've never done this before, but I thought it was a cool idea to make this also a live mailbox. So we put a planter on top. Once these succulents are matured, they're going to cascade down the sides. It's going to look really beautiful. It's unique. And that leads me to the next point. With a home like this, the buyers are shopping and shopping and shopping. You know, usually a husband and wife or a husband and husband, whatever, running around, seeing 100 properties in a day, weekends, boom, boom, boom. And so you want something that they're going to remember. That plus it's just cool, and it shows that that person is not just an average flipper. They're actually bringing these cool little value adds, you know, like Chip and Joanna Gaines. The reason why they're so successful is because they do cool stuff like this too. They would do so. This would be Joanna Gaines approved. I'm pretty damn sure of it, because she does cool stuff like that that brings all those value adds. They don't need to, you know. She may need to because she's not flipping properties. They're doing properties for private clients, so that's a different story. But she's very artistic, and doing stuff like this is the right move for flippers, and it doesn't break the bank either. I mean, this is just simple wood and a structure, you know, 2x4 structure underneath that's cladded, and then the succulents and stuff. But Steve Holt and his wife Wendy do a great job. I'll put a link in the show notes, as well as show you some of their products. But hey guys, I hope you liked this episode, and please be sure to like us, share us, spread the word, and remember, design, invest, and repeat.